Good morning, everyone. 7 o'clock, Wednesday, the 6th of April. You're listening to BBC Radio Wales Breakfast with me, Claire Summers. A major change to the tax system. From today, bosses, workers and the self-employed will all be paying more in national insurance contributions. First, Tom is here with all of the day's news.
Good morning, Claire Borodar. National insurance goes up today for millions of people across the UK. Workers, the self-employed and employers will pay an extra £1.25 per pound. It's expected to raise around £11 billion, but opponents have criticised the move at a time when the cost of living is rising.
Good morning. Millions of people will start paying increased national insurance payments from today. Tom, just bring us the details.
Yeah, lots of figures to go through, but the headline to this is that employees will pay more in national insurance on their wages. Anybody earning more than £9,880 a year will pay £1.25 more per pound. Now, employers will pay extra contributions as well for their staff, and if you are self-employed, then you will pay more on the profits. And from July, the threshold where you start paying tax, that will increase to £12,570. So actually, it does mean for now we're paying more. When you get to July, anybody who earns less than about £34,000 a year will effectively be paying less national insurance than they would have done a year ago. Where this money is going is towards health and social care in England. Experts are predicting the increase will be another £11 billion. Opponents say it will just put more pressure on the cost of living.
Well, employment lawyer Elissa from Gamlin's Law in Rhyl is joining us now. Morning, Elissa. Hello, Elissa. Hello. As Tom was saying, lots of figures to digest. And you know, this all happens at a time when we're all feeling the squeeze right now with other costs going up. But what does the increase in national insurance mean for employers?
So what it means on a very simple level is that the cost of employing somebody is going to rise. So businesses are up against it at the moment anyway. There's a bit of a war for talent. Wages have gone up with national minimum wage. And then on top of that now, we've got this increase as well.
And what might the impact be on small businesses in particular?
So for small businesses, particularly those where their cash flow perhaps has had a bit of a squeeze, or they're reliant on raw materials, or whether their costs of sales have gone up because of the cost of living or because of the cost of sourcing items, this is going to be an additional squeeze on their business. And it could mean that they can't afford to employ as many staff as they currently are doing, or that they'll have to stop recruiting.
So it could lead to redundancy in some cases. I mean, Elissa, do you think, on top of increased utility costs as well, could it mean that some businesses might have to close?
Potentially, and this could be really the tipping point for many businesses where, they've skated through the pandemic, they've managed to stay open, the government support has stopped, and now everything is rising. As you've just referred to, the utility costs have rocketed. So the day-to-day costs of running a business, the money that they've got to bring in before the business owners can even take home a pound, has gone up significantly this year. So I do think we're going to see smaller businesses closing.
And I guess in terms of jobs as well, I mean, could it actually stifle jobs?
Potentially, yes. And, given, like I said, I referred to that war for talent and for candidates, it's a candidates market at the moment. There's lots of people looking to move, and they can sort of pick and choose the jobs they go to. We might see that situation change if there's less businesses around or less people willing to recruit because of the cost of recruitment and the cost of employing people.
And if you are a business listening to us this morning, Elissa, what is the advice? I mean, what support is there? What do you think small businesses will need to have to cope with this increase?
For smaller businesses, it's very easy to feel isolated. And my suggestion would always be, have a look for free networking groups. Are you a member of the Federation of Small Businesses? Chat to your peers. There's lots of free advice out there in terms of, what are other people doing so that you don't feel quite so alone. And if you don't have an internal HR or legal department, then you can outsource those options, and it is a bit more efficient and a bit cheaper. And particularly if you're going to have to make redundancies, you don't want to do a P&O, you don't want to get it wrong. that could end up costing you a lot more money, do make sure you take advice.
Really good advice. Elissa, thank you very much for coming on and talking to us this morning. Employment lawyer there, Elissa Thursfield from Gamlin's Law in Rill. Joining us then, just taking us through those changes. Millions of people, most people will see that increased national insurance payments from today.